Marvel back at it again with another movie. After Shang-Chi, we got Eternals. Now, just right off the bat, I was really looking forward to this movie until I saw the tomato meter at it was green. That I don't remember the number, but it was green, and I just know that this is Marvel, and if they give Ant-Man and the Wasp in the 90%, then you know your movie missed the mark. With that, I went into this movie with an open mind for it. Tried to set aside me seeing that score and let me form my own opinion for it. So, what did I think of Eternals? The Eternals are essentially a group of demigods that are sent to Earth to protect them from what is the Deviants. That is their only goal on Earth, is to protect them from the Deviants. Now, the Deviants were all throughout time. I mean, this is 7,000 years we are talking about for this movie. And once they have defeated the Deviants, they were free to go. They could do whatever they wanted on Earth, and they were free to just do as they please. But the Deviants in present day, after everything that's gone on in the MCU, are now back. And so we have a movie where the gang gets back together. And I think it's cheesy. This movie, you're definitely getting a history lesson out of this. It has a lot of flashbacks. To kind of explain the story. And it makes it a bit messy, I ain't gonna lie. With the flashbacks, it has to show certain characters and why the way that they act and certain things that lead up to the story of where the characters are currently. Kumail Nanjiani, I don't know why he needed to get ripped and freaking juiced out of his mind for this movie, because I mean, it's not like he's doing much for it besides shooting lasers out of his fingers, but he's the bit of the comic relief character in this movie, and he does a pretty good job with the funny bits for sure. Richard Madden in this movie as Icarus is really good. I like him as an actor. I really hope he gets the new James Bond movies, because I feel like he'd play that character absolutely perfectly. Gemma Chan is the main character, I would say, in this movie out of all the Eternals, and she does a pretty good job with her role in the movie. One thing I couldn't help but notice in this movie when I was watching it is that their suits kind of reminded me of Power Rangers and how they all kind of come together as a team. But where this movie kind of faults for me is that it's being super messy and the writing is very lazy, in my opinion. Not to mention, I won't spoil anything here, but there is a moment in the movie where there is a certain character that doesn't like their scenario, and they can just flip it just like that. And there's no explanation for it whatsoever. Now, do I hope we get a second Eternals movie? Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they're just getting started with the Eternals for this. You know, this movie kind of felt like it was the beginning of something like greater, especially with all the characters that they added and where they kind of lead off with the ending of the movie. Druig, his power is that he can control minds, but their whole purpose with being the Eternals is to basically just protect humans from the Deviants. The thing is that can't mind control the Deviants. So what is the point of him? I mean, in the movie, yes, he controls humans and they don't like him doing that, but what is his whole purpose? Now, for Marvel movies, for ranking, I will say this is kind of in the bottom area for Marvel movies, definitely. It's a fun time, for sure. It definitely doesn't feel like a Marvel movie being a bit darker than usual. Granted, yes, it still has its funny bits, that's for sure, and there is a lot of them. It just doesn't execute well, in my opinion, with these characters. Now, that's not to say it's a bad movie. It's definitely not a bad movie. You can still come out of this movie with a great time, but for me, it didn't really hit. Now, the score that I'll give this movie is definitely going to be a 6 out of 10. I really hope they can do more with these characters, because I feel as if there's a lot of potential here. They hired so many big name actors for this that it has to go somewhere for them. At least that's what they want. But to be honest, these Marvel movies have just been fillers for me for the big one, Spider-Man. But yeah, that's going to be about it. Make sure to check out my latest video. Links will be on the screen, of course. Subscribe to the channel and please like the video. That does help me out tremendously. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace out.